Pretty nice out here today. Pretty flat. Where are we going?
In the water?
Cool. Diving, you meant to say?
Oh, diving, so here.
Yeah. Yeah, but diving.
No, we're not diving. We're just going to the water.
Just testing the boat out.
Yeah. Down towards Amfrey, I think.
Oh, cool. Have a look in the caves. What's the tides going to be doing?
It should be slack.
Oh. Slack-ish?
It won't be much tide.
1 knot tide?
Yeah, I don't think there'll be that much.
Cool. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a bit of scallop diving, and then we're going to go and visit a shipwreck. Well, we have heard that there's been a bit of damage to the shipwreck, so it'd be interesting to see how much damage. Although me and Paul's gone in together, we won't be diving together. Normally you hit the bottom and then you spread apart. Can't believe I can still see the boat above Paul's head. It's about time I turned over before I hit the seabed. Mind you, it is 25 metres here, so there's probably a little bit of room left before I hit the seabed. And there's the bottom. That's good, we're out on the sand. This is where you get the scallops. As you've probably noticed, you're starting to see a few more spider crabs now. They're nowhere near the numbers we've seen a couple of years ago. Seem to be getting less and less every year, which is weird because no one really catches spider crab. It's of very small value in Guernsey. In France maybe it's worth a bit more, but in Guernsey it's not really worth anything. This is a location down towards Amfrey, basically heading straight towards the pole. This is a pole with A outside Fermain. Plenty of dragonets around here, and there's also some old bottles. There's a neck of a really old free-blown bottle covered in coralline algae, and this takes forever to grow, so you know that's been down there a while. Plenty of babies around here, which are always good to see. And there's a big puff. I don't know what puffs them out. Maybe a clam of some sort. Someone's lost crab pot. Plenty of crabs crawling around it. We're using it as protection. But that's no issue because basically nothing can get trapped in there anymore. Another diver's probably cut the door off. That tends to be what happens. 25 metres. I've got 6 minutes left on the bottom, but I'm climbing this slope now back towards the reef. I know the reef's coming up, so I've got to make the most of it. I'm going to zigzag across the seabed here just to make sure I've covered as much ground as possible. For all the people that come with me normally on a dive, you probably can see the scallops from a mile off. Plenty of other clams and cockles around here. I need a hand with this one because I'm not quite sure if this is a spiny cockle or a prickly cockle. I think it's a spiny myself. Take a closer look. So if you know, please comment below. Let me know what you think it is. Also, what are these little tiny white spory looking long things sticking out? Is that part of the cockle or not? Must apologise, I've had to turn the camera off so I can collect a load more scallops. I was feeling a little bit bad because I didn't hardly had any, and I can't really do it quickly with the camera on because I'm trying to do 3 or 4 things at once. So now we're up against the reef. I've gained a little bit more time. I've got 9 minutes left. I'm going to head in this direction. Hopefully there's some stuff in between this reef. I was actually thinking to myself, do I just go up now? And then I checked my air. I've got just over 100 bar left, so there's no point splitting this tank, because really if I was going to split it I want it back on the surface for 120. So we're going to carry on and use the rest of this tank up. Let's try and do the extra 9 minutes. Nope, I've changed my mind. We're going up. Well, that's not bad for me, to be honest. That's half a bag full. I'm quite happy with that. One thing I'm not happy with though is all this snot in the water. Seems to be getting worse slowly. We need a good load of sunlight so they fatten up and then drop out the water. Also we need some more jellyfish to come and eat it.
Me and Paul's back. We went down together, we didn't stay together. And there's Matt's turn now.
It's when they did the top of my head, eh? Keep my back wing down.
Yeah. Okay. 41 here, Matt.
Yeah, just go in just a touch.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to about 39.
Okay. Just coming up to 39 now. There you go. 39.40, you're right at the bottom of the ramp here, look.
That's exactly what. What we got?
You got 33, but you're right on the edge of the slope, Matt. It won't take long and you'll be in 40 again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright?
That's what I want.
Slope here is so steep.
He seems to have controlled his splashing.
Yeah, I know. I don't know he's done that.
He doesn't splash anymore. It is, yeah.
He's been out of night school for it, apparently.
Ah, okay. Yeah. No, I was on the slope. You seen where I went down the side of Amfrey Reef?
Yeah.
And as I went down the reef, all the sand's been scalloped out. So as you're going down the reef, you're on this little sandbank, and then you've got about 2 metres of scallop, and then it comes up to the reef.
Yeah. Scoured, yeah.
About 3 metres wide. It's pretty cool.
Get some decent ones in there.
Yeah.
Looks like you've done alright. Let's have a look at your catch.
I ended up in a gully, which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah, me. I'll come up a gully as well. I was going to come up, and then the tide went, the ramp went up. Boop.
It sounds silly, but it was as if you were diving on the surface with the dents on your side on Sark.
Yeah.
That's what the reef looked like. It just looked like the dents reef on the side.
Yeah, I like that. It's a big old reef as well.
Oh, this is massive.
Look at the size of them.
It's
not bad.
Ones down there.
Yeah. Even I've done alright. Humphrey has. I love Humphrey.
Shallow, sandstone.
Not bad for me.
You name it, Humphrey's got it.
Yeah. And it's literally just there, that yellow marker buoy there, with the A on, in line with between the boat and the castle. Got to be careful here because a lot of people come just scream down through the middle here,
Their way.
like this one's going to do. On their way
to the Gym Palace spot.
On the way to the Gym Palace spot, yeah. We've got Matt just here, 20 metres away, if that. There's a mini Gym Palace coming down. That's the sort of gin palace, you just have gin, you don't have the mixer. The mixer's too expensive. Or maybe that's the Schweppes rather than the Fever Tree. I would still like the boat though, don't get me wrong. He must have a few scallops. There's Mr. Winky standing up. We'll see how, let's see what you're going to need, 2 hands. Oh, okay, not too bad. You're going to need 2 hands for this one.
It's not that big.
Nah. Not as big as usual.
I need 2 hands for this one.
Get your fins in.
2 female hands.
Where are we going now?
It's up to you.
Cement wreck?
Up to you, if you want to.
Do you fancy doing the cement wreck, Paul?
Yeah, I'm happy to do cement.
Quick feel on the bell, now it's collapsed.
Yeah, basically the bow area of the cement wreck is finally collapsed. So we'll go over and have a little look at that, I think. Quick 30-metre wreck dive. Yeah, let's potter over there.
Shot time.
Just here, Pat. Just here.
Here we go. Let's get down this shot line. It's my turn to actually tie it into the wreck. Well, it's not actually my turn to tie it into the wreck. It's my turn to fold up the anchor and get it ready. Paul's going to come down with me and tie into the wreck. As you can see by the rope heading down, it's slack water, which is good. That's good, Matt's done it again. Shot into the wreck. Believe me, that's half the hassle. A lot of divers even miss a shipwreck because their shot didn't go in. So here's our anchor. I just need to trip this and put it somewhere. I'm probably going to hang it on the side of the coaming for now. The way the tides will work, and the tides actually, the rope's going to go to my left and over the wreck. So really this shot should have been the other side, as you can see here. But it'll be alright, we'll sort it out. We're all tied in, that's good. So the whole point of this is to go down and try and find the bow area. So Paul's just asking me which way's which. Let's take a little look in the holes and see what we find. We should be finding a gun base on my left in a second. The fact that I've already swum into the second hold, I know this is going towards the stern. So I call Paul and say, nope, that way. Sea life expected at this time of year is pelt, porcod, conger and ballan wrasse. Now anyone that dives a cement wreck would know there is always a conger in the upside down anti-aircraft gun. Don't know if it's the same conger or it's really desirable to be in there. This is midship, which is the mast, the one that folded down to go onto the bridges. This is an old Dutch barge. Plenty of ballan wrasse here. Look at the colours of this one's amazing. Let's continue heading on towards the bow area. 30 metre wreck, we're probably going to get 20 to 25 minutes on it. Now if I was going to give a visibility report on this wreck, I'd probably say 4 metres. Out of 10, maybe 5 out of 10. Oh yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Well, half of the front's gone. Probably not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The head is still here, which is this toilet, albeit it's a bit more open than it was previously. But let's take a look over here. So if you'd dived this wreck before, you'd remember there was a doorway that Matt and the others used to go through. I tended to stay out of there because, well, it looked like it was going to collapse. You can see on the right hand side there it is all fallen forward. So you notice all these bars have got little round holes in, all the ribs and stuff. That's because it is rivet construction before World War II. So none of it was welded, it was all riveted together. As we head up onto the foredeck, you can see the ribs, ties. There's a bollard still in place. The gunnels have disappeared, and this is the anchor winch in the middle. This is right up the front on the stem. Two little holes in the deck there, that's where the anchor chains used to go down, either side of the boat. Anchor's long salvaged, and this is what I was expecting. I was expecting this large heavy winch to have fallen in, but it isn't. It's just the corner. Well, for us this is actually quite sad to see, to be honest, because what we're viewing here is the shipwreck turning back into dust. Basically it was going to happen sooner or later, but it's unfortunately happened now. It was inevitable. You got to make the most of shipwrecks while you can. I know a lot of the others have been damaged prematurely by some form of fishing, possibly trawling. I don't think this was. I think this is just old. I certainly remember leaning on the deck on the top there near Paul, and the whole thing was flapping in the tide, so it's just naturally collapsed. And we've got to remember shipwrecks, they're not going to be there forever. It's pretty bad because I would have liked my kids to have dived it when it was a boat, but it wasn't meant to be. So we're at 30 metres, got 6 minutes left. We'll try and take a little look inside here. Now I really don't want to go close to this now because I know it is so unstable. So I think I've had a look as much as I want to here, and I'm going to start heading down the starboard side back towards the stern. Sneaky little conger hiding there. I think these are ammo boxes above his head. Never really wanted to pull them out and have a little look for obvious reasons. Paul's just telling me now that's him, he's going back up. So we get enough slack for Matt to come down. Paul's actually sacrificed his dive on there for Matt to come down and have a little look. Oh, it's a really pale lobster here. These are quite rare to be so pale. Just as a look down underneath this plate is another conger and a leopard goby. Big enough to cause me a bit of damage, so I better not kneel on that plate. A nice big fat wrasse here. I don't know if the one on the left is a male and the one on the right is female. She certainly has either had a big male or she's pregnant. See how close we can get. They might be two big females. Normally the larger ones are female, but being this close together I'm kind of guessing it's a male and a female. As you may know, wrasse end up having their colorations to do with where they live, the sort of ground. I'll tell you what, this one's mimicking a shipwreck with just the ribs on the side pretty well, to be honest. Now we do know all the little hidey holes where you tend to find the fish all the time. Down this side of the boat seems to be more filled with fish than the other side. Five minutes left. I'm going to try and keep off the seabed now and try and keep a little bit shallow. It gives us a little bit extra time. So all inside these holes are normally full of conger, but not today. Also another little check of the air, so I've got plenty of air. I'm going to be running out of bottom time before air, that's for sure. So another 5 minutes and then I'll head back up. So there's a couple of guns here and also a box which I'll poke my head in, see if we can find any more congers. That's another thing, I haven't seen as many congers as we normally do on this shipwreck. Plenty of these, cooked wrasse. And there we go, is a couple of poor cod. Not as many as I would like to have seen, but that's the way it goes. As a child we had an aquarium in Guernsey, and I remember looking from this staging that was directly above the pond, or the pool that they were kept in. I always used to have like nightmares of falling into the pool and being in there with the congers. But I'm absolutely farming and diving with them, so I'm not quite sure what that was all about. See all the little bits and bobs on this gun. You can even see the recoiling springs down there. Don't think I've ever noticed that on this gun before. I know this gun should be in a museum, but there's only so many museums that can take it. Plus it would take a lot of work to get back to being presentable. It's a favourite place, these ribs, for these spider crab to hold on to and feed. Another thing that's feeding are these. These are oaten pipe hydroids. Thrives in areas of strong tidal current. And I tell you what, when you put the macro on, I can actually see them properly. No doubt there's probably loads of nudibranchs on these. What they do is by the end of the summer they eat all the tops, so by the end of the summer they're just headless forests of these otons. You can see the way the tide is swirling around the outside of this. All of them are getting a good feed. We could do with another couple of billion of these to clear the water for us. Very common on this shipwreck, which is the cement wreck, and also the ammo wreck near the harbour. And as you can see, every surface is completely covered with these oaten pipes. And look at this, this is what I mean. See how wobbly that is? So this shipwreck is, well, on its last legs, as it were. As we swim along the last bit of the companionway back towards the rear bulkhead, we climb up this, which would have been a staircase, and into where the wheelhouse would have been if it wasn't made out of timber and rotted a long time ago. Normally around the edges of here we'd see some wrasse of some sort cowering out the tide, but there's none today. It's unfortunate. 125 bar left, so we've got just enough air to get around the back of this wheelhouse and then back up with shot line. Oh, are these the same wrasse? No, I don't think they are. These ones look slightly smaller. Look to be definitely a pair, the way they're swimming together as well. Take one look down into where the engine bay is. It's completely silted up. There's probably a story lower than this, with the little crane that's on the RSJ in the middle. Let's carry on back to the stern. And again, this is another hot spot for wrasse just beyond the what would have been the funnel. Minutes left, we better head back, because believe it or not, I've forgotten where the shot line is. Can't see it, but it's down this way somewhere. Just remembered actually, it's in hold number 2 somewhere, so we should be swimming towards it now. Bingo, there it is. I can see my strobe just flashing further up. Now as you can tell, the tide's starting to pull a little bit, and I've got 110 bar left. I know Matt's on his way down. Now I'm back to the shot line. I'm just going to spend a few minutes just around this hold, see what sea life's in here. Normally there's congers down around this area, and especially this pipe. There is one in there. It's not the big one though. That's me, 0 minutes left. I'm starting to go into deco, so I'm happy with a few minutes deco. After all, Matt's going to be on the line for at least 5-10 minutes diving this wreck, so it gives me a little extra time. So as I'm heading up, I'm expecting Matt to be coming down. I know Matt isn't already on the wreck, because I would have seen his strobe on the bottom of the line. Now I hope he is coming down, because the line is still tied into the shipwreck. Oh, that scared me a little then. I thought there was a shark coming towards me. It's not, it's just a yacht.
Something tells me Matt's on his way up.
Thanks for joining me on another dive. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, please share it, give it the thumbs up, and please comment. Okay, I'll catch you on the next tide.